Welcome back to our city. As we enter a new year, 2012, I hope all of you enjoyed the holiday season, and the last 3 weeks on Cablevision on this time slot was the State of the City Address. If you want a copy of the State of the City Address, please call our Public Information Office at 908-820-4124 or my office, 908-820-4170, and we could send you a copy of the State of the City Address. And as we move into the new year, 2012 proves to be an exciting year for the city of Elizabeth, and not only opportunities for jobs and economic development, but we hopefully to bring you the shows here on our city. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. On Tuesday, I'll attend a business breakfast at Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is the former St. Anthony's School at 225 Center Street. This meeting is scheduled to begin at 9:30 in the morning. On Wednesday, February 1st at 9:30, I'm going to attend a DARE graduation ceremony. This will be held at the Terrence C. Riley School number 7 in our city. And that also on Wednesday at 12 noon, I'll deliver the State of the City Address at a lunch meeting for the Elizabeth Rotary at the Garden Restaurant. For more information, you can call 352-7300 and talk with the Rotary. On Thursday, February 2nd at 9:30, I will attend a DARE graduation ceremony at Lafayette, the Marquis de Lafayette, School number 6 on Julia Street. And on Saturday, February 4th of this week at 3 o'clock, I'll attend the Lighting Up the Mall at Jersey Gardens. This event will celebrate the launch of the largest rooftop solar array in North America. It's going to feature music, games by Radio Disney, 564 miniature houses that were designed by students from our Robert Morris School number 18, and Trinitas Regional Medical Center will have a table there for information and free screenings. All of the proceeds that day will go to the American Heart Association Go Red for Women movement. So if you need more information concerning these events or any other events, please call our Public Information Office at 820-4124. And we're also coming up on tax season. I know it's April 15th. I know it's a ways away when you think of the end of January and early February, but many of you are getting your W-2s and your W-9s and your W-whatevers in the mail these days. And here in the city of Elizabeth, we provide a free tax service for seniors and those who have questions regarding their tax forms. And it's called the VITA program. And I'm pleased to be joined this week by Miss Denise Perry, who is a senior tax consultant with the IRS and has been working with the city of Elizabeth for the last 50 years. I don't know. She's been here a long time. But welcome to the show, Denise.
Thank you.
And also Miss Vanessa Trujillo, who is a volunteer in the VITA program and also a student at Kean University. And Vanessa, welcome to the show.
Thank you. And
it's good to see the two of you here. And Denise, we'll start with you first. You've been here for 50, 60 years doing this program.
Just about you and I together.
I know. And it's another year for the free tax return preparation program.
Yes.
And it's called the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, hence
correct.
the nickname VITA. So can you tell us a little bit about the program?
Well, the program was established to assist low to moderate income families to prepare returns. Well, actually for individuals to prepare returns for them free of charge. And that's our volunteers. And that's why it's Volunteer Income Tax Assistance.
So we get volunteers like Vanessa.
Yes.
Who's taken the time out of her schedule to join us on the show today, right, Vanessa?
Yeah.
So what made you say, I want to do something like this?
Well, being that I go to Kean for accounting, it's right in my field, so also experience. So it was something nice to do.
So what year were you in at Kean?
Senior, my last year.
This is it. So
last semester, actually.
Last semester?
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to walk in May, right? And
yep.
graduate. Oh, good. And your degree will be in?
Accounting.
Okay. And how did you find out about the VITA program?
I actually received the email through the Career Center, and they sent it and they gave me the information of Steven, and then that's where I called him, and then that's where he gave me the information of the whole program and everything and when they're going to meet.
And you never done a TV show either, right?
No, first time.
So you're doing taxes and a TV show all the first time. Now you went to Union High School, so you're a local girl, right?
Yeah.
And you're now going to Kean University. What sparked your interest in accounting?
Accounting. Actually, when I was in high school, you have electives that you can choose. So for some reason, I don't know why I chose to maybe see if accounting was something I would be interested in. And then ever since then, I stuck with it.
And what senior level you hope to sit for a CPA? Is that the direction you want to go in?
Yes, exactly.
And would that require further studying after Kane, or?
Yes, it does. Actually, you need, I believe, an extra 30 credits once you graduate.
Okay. How long have you been volunteering?
This is actually my first year.
Okay. And Denise, the VITA program has existed in how many years did you say?
43.
43.
You were close. You didn't realize it. 43.
43 years.
Started in 1969.
And was it an idea of a president somewhere? Or
Yes, actually, it was an idea of Congress.
Congress created
Congress created it to set up a program.
Those
Tax
mean people in
They're
Congress.
not mean people.
All those 9% approval ratings. I always try to get the IRS people to talk about the Congress, and you never do.
Well, I'm just here to tell you that it was initiated to assist families with low income to prepare the returns. It was based on taxpayer education, to educate them on how their returns are done, how they can receive their refund, and then it grew into individuals preparing returns for others. And it's very large, extremely large now. We have over 80,000 volunteers nationally.
Throughout the, is there any state that you don't do this in?
No, actually, there's every state.
It does in
there's
every
a program. Every state has a volunteer income tax assistance program, and every state has their co-partner that does returns, AARP, TaxAid. They do returns as well.
Now, we've only been doing this for, I guess, what, I kid you, say 50, but we've been doing it, what, 10 or 12 years?
About 12 years.
12
I've been
years.
coming to Elizabeth doing returns.
And the reason we started was you or your staff reached out to us?
That is correct. A staff member of ours had been working with your community organization, and he introduced me, and we started working with your office, the mayor's office, actually the public affairs office, William Reyes. He became very interested in the program, and ever since then it's been taking off. We've been doing more and more returns every year. We've been getting more and more volunteers. We've even opened up an additional site. More of the residents of Union, of Elizabeth, I apologize, have found out about the program, and they're getting more involved.
Now, you weren't here last year, Denise, but you
No,
told
I
us you
wasn't.
had an exciting, you spent the year in Spain and Italy.
I spent, not the year, just a month.
I thought the IRS was sending you away for a year.
No, they wish they could, but no. I was just in Italy and Spain, actually training young men and women in the military to do returns for their fellow members of the service.
So it's similar to a VITA program, only military members are
VITA.
doing it.
That's what I was doing.
Okay. Yes. And Vanessa, when you first joined this program and first volunteered, did you have any experience filling out income tax returns?
Actually, yes, I did. Last year in tax season, I worked for Liberty Tax right here in by the
Are they the ones running around with the funny hats? And
yeah. So I worked there, and then at home preparing some friends of mine and things like that.
So I guess you get a lot of free work from friends and family?
Yeah, you could say that. Little by little, trying to.
You got to charge them dinner or something, or
I should start to, yeah.
Yeah, you say,
but
listen,
getting the experience is why I didn't start charging.
Now, do you do the long forms? You do everything, you think, or I know not in this program.
I started mainly with what the program.
Yeah, well, even at practice at home. What
practice at home. Regular W-2s.
Right.
I haven't done anything too complicated.
Okay.
So you have 1098, like the tuition or things like that. But other than that, nothing too complicated.
Nothing too complicated. The VITA programs, you know where they're located, Vanessa?
Yeah, there's three.
where?
The Stephen Sampson Center, Liberty Square Center, and then the Peterstown Community.
And where do you go?
I just found out I'm going to be starting in the Sampson Center tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, and you'll be there on Tuesdays?
Yeah, Tuesdays nights are
at the Sampson Center.
Yep.
And how many nights do we do this, Denise?
You have, I believe, 3 nights and 3 days. You actually have sites Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday day, Friday day, Tuesday day, Wednesday evening, Tuesday evening, Thursday evening. So you've got a lot of sites.
And how many volunteers do we have? How many were part of the class? Do you know?
I think approximately like 40 in total.
40 started the volunteer process.
Approximately, yeah.
Wow.
Well, that was in the training, from what I know.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's more than ever, right?
It's a very large class, and I'm amazed. And they did so well that so many have stayed. So you have a lot of volunteers this year.
So are we going to have more volunteers than applicants?
We never have more volunteers than applicants. No, never. There is such a need for the program. We can use all the volunteers we can get.
Now, have you ever hired anybody from the VITA
I
program?
personally have
Not
never.
you personally, but has the IRS?
Yes. Yes.
I have to ask you a trick question
Yes,
every so
yeah.
often.
What occurs is individuals, such as Vanessa, may take accounting. And if a job opens up at the Internal Revenue Service, they put it down in the application that they've done the VITA program, and they may get hired, not because they've done the VITA program, but they have been VITA volunteers at one time.
So that's definitely a positive in their background.
Positive in their background is because they've done tax returns, they're familiar with it, and they're familiar with customer service and customer relations.
Okay. Denise, is this program only available to Elizabeth residents?
No, it is not. It is available to anyone who'd like to come and get their returns done. All they have to do is call the numbers available to them. Actually, to get a return done for your sites, they need to call 908-820-4724, and someone will schedule an appointment. Doesn't have to be Elizabeth, could be Linden, Roselle, Union, anyone.
And how many calls do you get? Do you only do them by appointments, I should say?
I believe all your sites are by appointment, and I'm not sure how many calls come in a day. I don't answer them myself. I've just given Stephen a lot of work, but they do come in. I know they come in rapidly.
Now, tomorrow night, your first night, you have appointments scheduled already?
I'm
You
not
guess.
sure.
You're not sure, but you're showing. You would.
I have no idea.
You just
If
show
I
up,
have-
and if they
Yeah.
send people to sit with you, then
Yeah, that's
you're,
I'm assuming that it works.
According to Stephen, he says they do have some appointments for tomorrow night.
Right. We're going to take a break, run some commercials, and if we can come back, we're going to talk more about the VITA program and income tax returns for seniors. Please stay with us after these messages, where I'll be back with Miss Denise Perry and Miss Vanessa Trujillo. Welcome back to our city, where I'm joined by Denise Perry from the IRS and Miss Vanessa Trujillo, a volunteer and also a Kane University student. Welcome back to the show, and one quick question, is this service free?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So nobody has to pay anything.
No, not a dime. And we ask you, do not offer money either.
So you can't accept anything?
No.
No tips are allowed?
No tips.
No.
The only tip is come and get your return done free.
Okay. And the requirements for someone to take advantage of the free tax services. Suppose I walk in, do I get free tax service?
Well, we do have we try to stick to an income limitation of under $50,000. However, we basically go on the complexity of the return, more so than the income level. So if someone comes in and they're a little over $50,000, it's okay as long as the return is not too complex, because the volunteers are there to assist individuals with their returns. They're not professionals. They're just there to help with what we call simple, basic tax returns.
And Vanessa, you told me earlier in the show that you do basic 1040s, I guess, right? Income tax returns. And you said you've had some contact with a little more difficult ones. But what happens if it's really a difficult or a complicated tax return? What do you do then?
At the site, there would be a site coordinator, and we would obviously, talk to them and ask them what should be done. If not, a paid professional would be handling that.
So you would have to recommend that person to go to a paid professional?
If once we speak to the site coordinator.
Okay. Now, do we recommend paid professionals? That's up to them to find it.
That is correct. They have to find someone.
They have to find it. We don't have a list of
No, we
paid
have a list.
professionals.
No.
Because that would just lead to a whole bunch of more problems for the IRS, right? If you're only recommending these folks and not somebody else. I know. So, Vanessa, electronic filings as well as manual. Do you do both?
Yes.
Okay.
Both of them are done.
And what do you prefer?
Electronic filing.
Oh, really?
It's much simpler.
And
it's quicker.
does the person see right away what they're getting back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It will show up in the screen.
And then
Exactly.
how long do they expect, Vanessa?
It usually takes about 7 to 10 business days for them to receive anything if it's electronically.
7 to 10 business days.
Depending how if it's direct deposit or they even want to receive it with check. That's how it depends. But
So if it's direct deposit or they get a check?
it's quicker. If it's direct deposit, it's 7 to 10 business days. If it's a check, it takes longer.
Well, how come it's not 7 to 10 business days for somebody like me, Denise?
It can be. Are you getting a refund?
That's a good question. Probably not. Probably not. We talked about the 3 locations where they are. And how many volunteers? You said you had 40 volunteers this year?
40 volunteers come to class, and we're hoping to end up with about 90% of that. Start doing returns.
And where are they from?
All over. I mean,
Okay.
within the county, outside the county, individuals heard about the program and they wanted to assist.
And Vanessa, have you met them all or during the
I
training?
met a few during the training. Yeah.
Yeah, and where are the folks you met? Are they from Elizabeth or they're actually?
No, actually from Union, Roselle, Linden. So not everybody's from
And
Elizabeth.
what do you think their reason was for volunteering? Did they say anything to you? I mean, just without giving any names, what do you
Well,
think?
from what there was one lady that she had experience of doing taxes of her own and her family and friends, And I think she just wanted to do something to help others.
Oh,
So
good thing.
overall.
Denise, this is the loaded question here.
Okay.
What do you think the VITA program is so successful? It's been here for 43 years. You've been in Elizabeth for 12 years. We're still growing. Is it the quality of the volunteers and people like Vanessa? Or
I agree.
I mean, Vanessa's here. This is her first time, and she seems extremely enthused. So where do they get this from?
I believe that it is growing because of that. The volunteers' desire to want to help. They feel it's a quality service, and they feel respected. They tell others, and then it grows. And I just love it because we need volunteers to help, and that's why I think it's growing.
Where are the closest sites besides to this demographic area, I should say?
Well, not only your sites are in Elizabeth, we do have another site at the Elizabeth Public Library. They're handled by what we call our AARP tax aid individuals. Plus, we have other sites in the Union area.
Only
Roselle.
seniors would work with the folks at the library? Is that what
Well,
when you
if it's
say
an
AARP or no?
It's AARP tax aid, but they do serve everyone.
Okay.
It's just that there's Volunteer Income Tax Assistance VITA, and then there's AARP tax aid. They will serve anyone, doesn't matter what age. They generally go beyond any income limitation. They're strictly on complexity of the return, and they can do more complex returns sometimes than some of the VITA sites. They're all trained to the same level, but sometimes most of their sites are trained a little further.
Okay. And how many people, Vanessa, do you think you'll be working with at the Sampson site? I mean, how many?
To be honest, I have no idea.
You think
I'm not
you
sure.
won't be with all 40, but you'll find out, I guess, tomorrow night, your first time,
Yeah,
right?
I'll see tomorrow night.
Okay. And
Exactly.
the site helping people, and if you have a question, you go to who? The coordinator?
The site coordinator, yes.
Okay. And who's the site coordinator? Is that person works for the IRS? Is that a volunteer as well?
That's a volunteer as well. And
is.
depending upon what site you're at, it'll be a different coordinator. And they've all trained. They're having site coordinator training. They're training in tax law to be able to help the volunteers.
Okay. Is there anything new this year, Denise, with the VITA program?
There's one thing new with the VITA program I'd like everybody to know about. It's called, when you're looking for a site, it's an excellent tool we've come up with. It's called VITA Locator. You can go to the IRS website at www.irs.gov, and in the search engine type VITA Locator, and it will pop up a screen where you'll put your zip code in, how many miles you want to travel, and it'll give you a site close to you.
So, in Elizabeth, you have the library. Do we have them in Newark, Plainfield?
Yes, we do. We have
Roselle
Newark,
Park,
Plainfield,
no.
Roselle. We have them in Linden. We have sites in many of the cities, not every city, but many cities. We try to get these sites locally where people can get to. We have them also in every county. We have them in Warren. We have them in Sussex. We have sites everywhere for individuals to go to. Some are easier to get to than others, depending upon the number of volunteers.
And all they have to do is go on the website and they can direct them where,
Exactly.
right?
Put the zip code.
And Vanessa, access to the computers and the programs that you need for this program, you got this training in the IRS?
Yeah, I believe it's called TaxWise.
That's right.
And
Do you
we
have
were trained
access
in
to
the
this
class.
program outside of this? Do you
No.
have access to these computers outside of the program is what I'm getting at?
With the TaxWise software?
She has access to it, but we ask them only to use the program when they're at the site.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but,
Yeah, because
but
I've never tried logging on outside other than in training class. So that's why I wasn't sure.
That's okay.
But the request is that they don't use
Only
it.
do it at the site, so we would like to have the site coordinator with them. All returns have to be quality reviewed, and we make sure all clients complete an intake and interview sheet. So it's a process we go through.
But Denise, the form that the computer program that she can do it on, if she wanted to do her own taxes at home, could she use that same program, or it's not recommended?
We will allow volunteers only to do their returns. We wouldn't ask her to do any family members or anything of that nature without them coming to the site.
Okay.
Okay.
But if she wanted to do hers at home,
She wanted to do hers
she
at
would
home,
have
she
the
could.
ability to do that
Yes, she
and
could.
logging onto the site and
Yes.
doing it that way.
Mhm.
Okay. And what do you, besides helping people, what do you like most about being a volunteer?
I mean, I have free time. Why not do it? And get
That's a
the
great
experience,
answer.
you know?
I love it.
That's a great answer. I wish I could give an answer to that question almost anything. I have free time. Why not do it? Are you happy with the folks you've met, the people you
Yeah.
met? Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think so far? I mean, would you do this again is what I'm getting
Yeah, I would.
at. Yeah.
Looking forward to maybe hopefully doing it next year as well.
So the folks you've met, the other volunteers, nice people? And
Yeah, I think there was one kid he's a Kane student that I remember seeing him.
Now, did he
So-
come with you, or he just happened to
No,
show
no,
up and
separate,
you
yeah.
saw him
Yeah.
there and you said, oh, wow.
And I saw him at the university as well.
Okay.
So
And Denise, this program you see continuing for a while, right?
Yes, I do. I do see it continuing on and on and on. And I just want to make a slight plug, if I can. One of the major
You're going to tell us to vote for somebody? I know the IRS can't endorse it. I'm only kidding, Denise.
That's okay. I would like to put a plug in that at this time, one of the major reasons that we do the VITA program is to help individuals identify credits. And one of the credits we work to identify is the Earned Income Tax Credit. And currently, Friday, as of last week, was what we called Earned Income Tax Credit Day. And I just want to remind people to go to the site. Individuals have been trained to prepare returns, and they may be eligible for the credit.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that because we tried to do that in the city. We get booklets and we try to get them out to people. If they've earned money, even though they may think they don't qualify or have to do an income tax, the Earned Income Tax Credit could get them money back.
Exactly. The Earned Income Tax Credit is a refundable credit, and we urge everyone.
It's up to 2 years too, right?
Excuse me?
You could do it 2 years backwards?
Yes, if you missed the
3
credit,
years?
actually go 3 years back.
3 years back,
to get
right.
your return amended. And we urge everyone to seek and see if you're eligible for Earned Income Tax Credit. You can actually go to the IRS website and type in EITC, and there's an EITC assessor to determine whether or not you're eligible. And many people miss out on it.
Would Vanessa be doing that as a attorney?
Yes, yes, that's what
Earned
she'll be
Income
doing.
Tax Credit, yeah.
Yes. 4 out of 5 individuals receive the credit, but we still feel there's thousands that's being missed because as many people don't realize they get the credit. One is grandparents taking care of their grandchildren. Another is disabled individuals. They're eligible. Disabled individuals raising children. And many people just don't realize it.
Well, Denise, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the show.
Thank you.
Vanessa, I thank you for giving up some of your free time and
Thank you.
also joining us on the show, but also for your volunteer hours. I thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And good luck, and I hope to be by your site. And I know we get together at the end of the session.
Yes, we do.
And when it's all done in April, and we have a little nosh, I guess, in my office, right? A little
Yes.
snack.
Mhm.
So thank you very much. I
Thank
look
you.
forward
We
to seeing
appreciate
this
it.
program work.
Thank you.
For Denise Perry and for Vanessa Trujillo, I'm Chris Bolwage, and we'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.